what community looks like. This is what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like.
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When women's lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When women's lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
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 If Breonna don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 say her name,
Breonna Taylor.
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 what's her name,
Breonna Taylor.
say her name,
Breonna Taylor.
what's her name,
Breonna Taylor.
say her name,
Breonna Taylor.
if Breonna don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter
I
here.
said black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter
I
here.
said black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
I said black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Women's 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 lives, they matter here.
I said women's lives, they matter here.
Women's lives, they matter here.
Give me some round of applause. Hold up, we want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops, we
Oh,
want
freedom, freedom. Hold up, hold up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We want freedom, freedom.
Hold up, hold up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We want freedom, freedom.
Hold up, hold up.
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we want freedom, freedom.
We black, we brown, we taking over this town. Say what? We black. We taking over this town. Say what?
We brown, we taking over this town.
Say what?
Black, we brown, we taking over this town.
Say what? I believe that we will win.
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 I know that we will win.
I know that we will Maybe DJ.
We are remembering Breonna Taylor 1 year later. This is the 1 year angel anniversary of Breonna Taylor. We are at 1614 Plymouth Avenue North, right on the heart of North Plymouth Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Come on down, we are just getting started.
When the police came, they put the guns on us, and she tried to protect her mom. My daughter, Jamar Zaire, tried to protect her mom, and they turned the guns and they pulled them on her. And I had to almost hop out that car and say, "Don't touch my baby. Don't touch my baby." But afterwards, they found out the real truth, that it wasn't us that did the crime. So if it wasn't for these girls right here, and I got a son too, that he's not here right now, but I done got nervous out here. Don't do my baby. I'm trying to hit on my friend. I'm so proud of my daughter.
And no one talks about it. So how has this been for you? What made you like I have to be here today?
It's like every day.
I'm not putting you on the spot.
Yeah, every day is something new. It's something new that the police are doing or that people are doing that hurts women and hurts Black women. And it's like no one ever cares. And when we do care, people are like they try to make it seem like, oh, but it happens to men too. When women speak out about something happening, they try to push it aside. Like, oh, it happens to everybody. Like, okay, then weren't you mad too? Weren't you mad too? Like, you constantly don't want us to speak about things that happen to us, right? Like, especially like with little girls getting molested and raped in the community, and people just want us to be quiet. People just want Black women to be quiet and just take it. Just take whatever anyone says to them, what anyone says about them, what anyone does to them. And it's just, we need to speak out and we need people to listen.
So we need to protect Black women.
Yeah.
With Breonna Taylor, they realize this is a whole bigger thing than what we saw. You know, I personally believe that young folks always have the answers. That's where we should go. And I can tell y'all younger than me. So I'm calling y'all young folks. I mean, I'm young.
You better claim that.
I'm claiming it, whoever said that. What do you think should be the next move? Should be the answers to prevent this happening to other Black women, so Black women are protected, like your masters, all that stuff. What do you think? As simple as that.
Yeah, just
What you gotta do to make them feel accepted and loved and just focus on and just know that they're protected and loved.
Right.
Well, take.
And when we say protect Black women, we talking about protect every single Black woman, not just the ones that you're attracted to. People only will respect and will only protect the Black women or the women because Black women, you know, they only try to stick up for people who they're attracted to. That's a very common thing, and I've seen it so many times, and it's represented even in movies. Movies we love so much. You just watch and you're like, hold up, did he just sit here? Wasn't he just calling her the B word?
Right.
You know, wasn't. But soon as you're giving in, or they feel like you're giving in, then it's like, oh, now I guess I'll be nice.
Right.
I guess I'll be nice now.
Right.
Or once you start speaking up for yourself, now you're mean.
Yeah.
Now you're angry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Aggressive.
Now you're being too aggressive.
All that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. I think it's like they praise us, but they don't protect us. You know what I mean? How many times in the situation, we've been talking about this shit for years. Black women have been talking about this shit for day one. When everything happened in May, it was Black women that popped up first. I don't care what nobody said. We always want to show up first. We're always on the front line. But who the hell is there to protect us? Right? So I think right now we should say Black women matter. Black women matter. Black women matter.
guys are hearing from Miss Margaret.
Follow me on Facebook. The young folks, follow me. Follow me wherever. I'm so proud of you, girl. I'll definitely make sure I get the clips, y'all. So thank you so much. I heard someone say, period. I said, who said that?
All right. Thank you for joining us here on the 1-year anniversary for Breonna Taylor.
I'm trying to avoid these stickers. Not doing a good job.
Our first speaker is going to be Isis, who's a local youth activist. Give it up.
I just wanted to take a minute to remember that this is where Jamar Clark was killed on November 15th, 2015. The precinct is right up the street. And let's just take a minute to remember that Jamar was shot with his hands cuffed. That doesn't make any sense to me. I can't even process that in my head. And they still try and justify it. Not to mention they pay some bogus settlement as that can make up for a life that they stole. So let's just remember the precinct is right up there. So when we're chanting, let's make sure they hear it and let's say Jamar's name. Say his name! Say his name! Say his name! Thank you.
All right, make another hand for Isis, please. Again, thank y'all for coming out today. Sorry for being a little late. You know how Black people do. That's just how it is. But next we're gonna have a young woman, powerful young woman. She's gonna come up. I'm not sure what she's gonna do, speak, perform. You never know what you're gonna get, but you're always gonna get something. Okay. Next, I'll give a hand for Sirius Marie.
Hey y'all, I'm Serious Marie. Today I'm just gonna talk to y'all because let me get a Black Women Matter.
Black women
I
matter.
said Black Women Matter.
Black women matter.
Black Women Matter.
Black women matter.
Period. I love y'all. All right, so I'm gonna just talk to y'all a little bit today because we know, that Black women are the most disrespected, unprotected, neglected women in America. You know what I'm saying? And just to speak to that, because we hear it, but what does that mean? What does that look like? How can you put that to somebody when you want to speak to somebody? I'm gonna break it down for y'all real quick. So whenever we say disrespected, Black Lives Matter as a movement was created by 3 Black women. Their names are Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi. And they started Black Lives Matter in 2013 in response to Trayvon Martin's murder by George Zimmerman. They rarely get credited with that. And a lot of people talk about George Soros and credit him for Black Lives Matter as an organization and some old bullshit. And that's just disrespectful to Black women because they deserve credit and they don't get it when it needs to be given to them. Black women matter. Period. So then whenever we talk about neglected, a hashtag that was called Bring Back Our Girls that started in about 2014-15 started and picked up traction when over 300 Black girls went missing in Nigeria. So there was like a campaign in DC, in Washington DC, because of people that noticed a spike in what seemed like there was a spike in cases of missing Black black girls that, the cases would go cold. So there was a widespread panic. It picked up traction, but because black women are neglected, they didn't care. The media stopped caring because they noticed that it was a false spike and there weren't actually that many women that went missing. It was the same number as last year, despite it still being a large number, and despite the cases still being cold, nobody cared. Kaneka Jenkins from Chicago, around where I'm from, who walked into a freezer. Like, I believed at first that, something happened. There was some BS going on behind the scenes because it happens. But whenever there was, the documentary that came out and it was looked into, it was just that she was neglected by her friends, other black people, black women, black men that were around her that failed her. They were all intoxicated and they weren't looking out for her. So she ended up dying, unfortunately. And we have to speak to everybody in our communities because it's not only about the government and not only about the police. It's about accountability with your friends and your peers. And you call out your homies for saying fucked up shit or saying misogynistic shit. We have to be able to do that with one another in our communities and circles as well. So then whenever we're talking about let's see here. Disrespect still, because the list goes on. The Kardashians, they take and they culture vulture the mess out of black women. Black women are the blueprint for popular culture in society. Point blank, period. Style, everything. Long nails, rings, hoop earrings. Just black women start so many trends. And I want y'all to thank you. Cornrows, frills. I see girls trying to spiral curl their hair with pencils. Are you playing with me? Like, cut it out, man. But black women are beautiful, and when we start trends, they dish us out, they ostracize us, they penalize us and bully us for so long until they can study it and then copy it, and now it's cool and it's popular, and now everybody's doing it. Like, no. Even Rachel Dolezal, who is white. Yep. Oh, we know. A white woman who pretended to be black to further her career. Cultural appropriation at its finest. If you need an example, Rachel Dolezal, there you go. So now when we talk about unprotected, first example that came to my mind was Breonna Taylor. Because she was somebody that was sleeping in her bed. They falsified a warrant, went into her home, shot the shit up. Didn't have a reason. She's in her bed sleeping, not a threat. Her boyfriend comes out to do a warning shot, as we all have the right to do. And now she's gone, and she shouldn't be. And as a black woman, seeing other black women here, that is my fear. One of my biggest fears, and her boyfriend, he did what he was supposed to do, protect her. And the system does everything that they can to make us vulnerable because we are the matriarch. God is a woman, in my opinion. And I rebirthed them. You know what I'm saying? We need one another, so we have to do what we can and protect each other. Call out bullshit when you see that. So I don't want to leave from here. I'm standing up here and just name a bunch of people that have gone through tragedy, because at the end of the day, black women are queens. Black women, you are beautiful. You are everything. Period. So to give y'all just a little bit of a history lesson, Princess Yananga, who was a princess in Africa, she was a better horseback rider than all the men in her village. And her dad knew that, and he felt so strongly about that he didn't want to let her marry nobody. He wanted her to be a warrior on the fields. And she was like, you know what? No, Dad, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to run away. And I'm going to fight off. She fought off all her kidnappers, and she became the queen warrior of her village that was known as Burkina Faso. So she was doing the damn thing. Just saying. And there was a queen named Queen Nzinga from Africa as well, who was born with an umbilical cord around her neck, born into the struggle. But with her background and her story, with her mother being a mistress to the king of the field, she still fought and overcame all of that and became a beast on the battlefield. and she fought off the Portuguese and kept them from destroying her nation for the longest because she was so smart with politics and using, her political power as well as her strategy with militarization and all that. She was a boss. She was a queen. So that's just a little bit of history back then. But if you want to bring it back to a little bit, farther into, our time, when you think about like Harriet Tubman being such a matriarch and saving so many people as a slave, and you think of Emmett Till's mother, Mamie Till, and how she helped to start off the civil rights movement by deciding after they did what they did to her son to say, I'm going to have an open casket funeral and show the world what y'all did to my baby. And then, Rosa Parks sitting on the bus and the young woman who Glenda reminded me of, who, actually wasn't the only person that did that. And there was a young woman who also sat on the bus before her, but she didn't look like they wanted her to look. So she didn't get all the praise that she got, that Rosa got. And that's another conversation with colorism in the black community, with what Danny Lay said about, oh yeah, I'm yellow bone and I just want to, a boy want me because I'm light skinned, and that's perpetuating colorism. Whether you are dark, whether you are light, you are black, and I love you, period, because it comes in all shapes, sizes, everything, hair textures, all of it. And I love you for all of it. And I just wanted to say that to y'all. I love you guys, everybody, but black women especially. My black men, do what you need to do. Don't let your homies say no misogynistic stuff. Don't let your homies talk about how they just touched on somebody or let's get them loose and no, call them out. Say no, bro. That's not cool. I don't rock with that. Don't say that. That's messed up, bro. If you gotta pull them to the side, say that. Let them know. We have to protect our sisters, our mothers, our cousins, our aunties. We have to protect them because they need that. We have to be able to lean on each other. So preach love into one another. I love you guys, and keep y'all heads up. And can I get it one more time? Black women matter.
Black women matter.
Black women matter.
Black women
I
matter.
said black women matter. Period. I love y'all.
Let's give it up again for Sirius Marie. All right, up next to the mic, I have my good friend DJ is gonna speak to y'all quick. Give a hand for DJ.
How everyone doing? Yeah, I'm glad that we're here in remembrance and the celebration of the life of Queen Taylor.
Yes.
I'm gonna make my speech today brief because this is Women's History Month, and this is about Black women and making sure that we're protecting our Black women.
Period.
And when I say Women's History Month, I'm not talking about the same stuff where they talk about, oh yeah, let's talk about defending women, but only white women, right? I'm talking about defending everyone, right? Our BIPOC, our Black, our Native, our trans women who die at a much higher rate. It's about everyone. Intersexuality. So today, usually I give speeches. Today I'm actually going to do a poem. So today I'm going to recite a poem, and one of my favorite poems. It's by also my favorite poet, Gil Scott-Heron. This poem is called A Toast to the People. And though it's been too long, and too many years have passed, and though the time has gone, the memories still hold fast. And yes, as strange as it seems, we still live in the past, the essence of a Black life lost in the hourglass. And ever since we came to this land, this country has ruled the day when we stand as one and raise our voices and say, there'll be no more killings and no more talk of class. My sons, my daughters won't die in the hourglass. A toast to David Walker. A toast to Martin King. A toast to all the leaders who had a golden dream. A toast to all Black fathers who lived their lives in vain. A toast to all Black mothers who shouldered this life in pain. A toast to Queen Breonna. For the people! Protect our women! Protect our women! Protect our women! Protect our women! Give it up for DJ. Give it up for DJ. All right, next up, we got a young woman coming to the mic. She's going to speak for y'all. My good friend, Jamar.
Hey, so I tried to make a poem, but y'all know I don't really know how to write for real. Y'all, okay. I only a strong Black woman when it's beneficial to those who think they understand the trauma that falls behind those few words. I'm also the angry Black woman when those stereotypes are pushed on me because I refuse to be silenced rather than give credit to the white woman who snatched the idea from where she imagined her mind to be. I'm too loud in class for expressing myself with a bigger volume than others, and now deemed as a ghetto Black girl, and simply too fast for dressing comfortably, whether it shows a little skin or a polish too bright, and all of a sudden means we're seeking attention for all the wrong reasons. Unlistened to, because white doctors will rather go by the looks, go on their books that has excelled in the parts of somebody whose skin color doesn't resemble me and who's imagined. Thinner skin, my fault, y'all. To have thinner skin, it can feel more pain than me. Mocked because white gay men will rather snatch the personalities of Black women rather than be themselves, and the white women who tease their hair to resemble my hair. The same hair that's made us lose jobs and get hated stares, and is seen to be ratchet because their curls were too untamed and unkept to be professional. The thick Southern accents which we have been mocked on TikTok platforms because mimicking Black women is now seen to be funny, that is also considered a joke, that our accents are now whitewashed. I don't date Black women because they're too loud or ghetto, except from our own Black men because they're too shallow to handle the fact that Black women are held up to higher standards than their beautiful snow bunny queens. If Black women who are seen as too grown are forced to grow up faster than the rest because they're seen as less innocent because their features or their mature body shapes. A hair resembles a crown that white women can't seem to keep their hands off of. Curious they claim to be, but in reality they keep their white ass business themselves. I once had a white family member tell me his Black adopted daughter will never be a drug addict and on welfare because I called the sick Black out. And he decided to stereotype me for an angry Black and dumb woman because I hurt his white pride. The missing Black girls and women who have no coverage, of course, it's because, well, I'm fucking up. The missing Black girls and women who have no coverage because it's clear their lives are less important is shrugged off because this happens or she'll come back. Because Black women are seen to be nothing without the system that hates them. Black women are so belittled that doctors, people who have went to school for 10 or 14 years are more likely to let Black women die because they're faking their pain in childbirth as where they're unlistened to. Who wants to be Black? Daniel Brigoli, aka Bad Baby, said when called out for wearing box braids a few months back, and now in a recent photo is wearing a full head of braids as if she didn't ask who wanted to be Black. Black women deserve better, and I'm not just saying it just to say it, but I'm genuinely speaking on this for myself too. We're fucking queens, and I should not have to get up here and say that because honor the Black women and love the Black women, obviously. We're the shits, like. Oh, thank God. No, I was fucking up.
Period. Let's clap it up one more time. One more again. All right, so up next, we got my homie, my comrade, my partner. We got Big Bacon in the building. Big Bacon, Brandon Lee. What? Come on, you gotta talk to him. Talk to him. Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, thank you. I was gonna write a speech, but I just kind of figured just to kind of talk. You know,
past year's been hard for everybody, but especially people with black skin. You know, like, we keep seeing time and time again from the system, from so many places, that apparently my life doesn't matter. Apparently black lives don't matter. You know, like, I literally can't sit here and say my life matters and black lives matter without someone having to say something back to me, without a rebuttal. I literally cannot say my life matters. I'll get, shut the fuck up. Right, and we just constantly see time and time again that our lives do not matter. That's what they keep telling us. That's what they keep showing us. And regardless of what they say, what progress they say they're trying to make, they keep showing us otherwise. And you know, yesterday with the settlement, the $27 million for George Floyd's family, they deserve every cent of that. Go ahead, get the money. Get the money. But for them to equate that to justice, that's not even close. How can you put a monetary value on someone's life? Say, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. You cannot put a monetary value on my life. You cannot put a monetary value on black lives. And don't get me wrong, they deserve every cent, but that does not equate justice. And even if, say, George Floyd's killers, murderers get convicted, is that justice? George Floyd will never take another breath on this planet again. Breonna Taylor will never take another breath on this planet again. And they try to say, here's some money, y'all will be all right. That, you cannot justify that murder. You cannot call that justice. And they're trying to just put a check on my head, on my life. We can kill him. We can keep the system in place that kills these people over and over again, as long as we pay them and hope that they calm down about it. That ain't right. That'll never be right. That'll never sit right with me. Justice cannot come as long as the system that continues to kill black, brown, and indigenous people remains in place. And that's the part that they refuse to understand. We say no justice, no peace. We say no justice, no streets. And they think that convicting Chauvin, convicting these killers, giving them some money, everything will go back to their normal. But what they don't realize is their normal was never good enough. Their normal never served us. And we are not going to stop fighting until the normal is everybody can live. Everybody can be equal. Everyone gets equity. Everyone gets justice. Everyone gets freedom. And until they realize that, they're going to have to find out the hard way. Because we're going to keep showing up, and I know good and damn well everybody here is going to fight for one another. If there's any more black lives, because the system's still here, they're going to continue killing people. I know all of y'all will continue to show up. So go ahead, give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. But with that being said, to bring the focus back to Breonna Taylor, to bring the focus back to black women, protecting black women, loving black women, getting justice for black women. I have a little piece of poetry. I'm not a poet. I just got some things to say sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for y'all. To my black queens, there's no apology that's fit for you. No amount of sorries I can give to you that'll right the wrongs that this world did to you, but you aren't looking for apologies. You demand equality and appreciation instead of appropriation, and validation for your indignation. Black Barbies and Band-Aids and makeup and dark shades do help to lessen the feeling of condemnation. But all the black capitalistic pandering in the world will never equal fair compensation. They need liberation, more so than I do. Because the discrimination that they fight is that of a black man's times two. For every struggle that I face, black women have to battle theirs at least twice the rate. Because even movements for their benefit still find ways to discriminate. For there's racism and feminism, there's patriarchy and misogyny and racial equality and transphobia and all of these. There's colorism within our own community. But fair skin doesn't mean that you're treated fairly by our oppressor. light skin, dark skin, even white skin. If you're 1/8, you're still only 3/5, so we must come together. Whenever there is any injustice, Black women are on the front lines. They march, they chant, they speak, they organize, go to any protest and see them come to life because they are the true definition of ride or die. But just because they're willing to sacrifice doesn't mean that they should have to lose their lives. Rest in peace to Ala Watoyan. My heart breaks for her every day. She was fighting so hard for a better future where Black women won't have to deal with the exact things that took her life away. We must do better. Black women are underserved, unappreciated, fetishized, marginalized, while also being the most supportive, most creative, most loving people on this planet. There is nothing more beautiful than a Black woman. Covered in her melanin, with brown skin like cinnamon, the women made it stand out instead of fitting in on their skin. They smother shea of cocoa butter, skin smooth like peanut butter, so many different shades and colors. My curly-headed queens, from 2C all the way to 4C. I know it's hard 2C sometimes, but I foresee a better future for you all. One where our daughters don't have to spend hours with a flat iron before class, and where they don't need relaxer to feel relaxed, and where they know that their curls are not a curse but a crown. One where they don't physically damage their hair to cope with their psychological damage. One where their hairstyle isn't something your manager is allowed to manage. One where box braids have no correlation with your professionalism, and where you don't fear your application will be turned down because of the name that you were given. But more importantly, a future where childbirth isn't a death sentence. Where they can walk down the street without the fear of being threatened, because now Black girls go missing and everybody's quiet. Because now they can lock up a Black girl for organizing a peaceful protest and say she incited a riot, free Tiana. Because now they can kill a Black woman in her sleep for no reason with no repercussions. Rest in peace, Breonna. Say her name. 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 Black women aren't angry. But if I was a Black woman, I would be. For all this world has done, they should be, and yet they walk through this life with grace, elegance, a smile on their face, so full of love, full of light, when all they receive is hate. Black women are strong, but we can't forget that they are also delicate. As hard as they fight is as hard as they feel. As much as they persevere is as much as they struggle, yet they continue to break down every barrier that is placed in their paths. To my sisters, I presume you appreciate apologies, but I'm positive you prefer progress.
That's right.
So I promise you my best.
That's right.
I promise in my presence you will always be protected and respected. Any less cannot be accepted. I will ride for you, just like I know you will ride for me.
That's right.
It's not enough to just follow your lead, but as a man, it's too much to make it about me. So alongside you is where I'll be. Because as long as Black women are still subjected to this world's injustices, we must fight so we can all be free. Thank you. Thank you, appreciate that. Black women matter. Say Black women matter. Black women matter. When Black women are under attack, what do we do? When Black women are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When Black women are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Exactly, we're gonna keep doing that. We have another speaker coming up. Young woman, powerful woman, strong woman. I look up to this girl a lot. I wish, this is like one of the people you know that's younger than you, and you're like, damn, I wish I had it like that when I was their age. I wish I had it that figured out. I wish I was that confident in myself. I wish I was that powerful. I wish I was that strong when I was at that age. So let me introduce my good friend Markiana.
I'm kind of nervous. I had a poem that I wrote this summer, I think, because I know that Black women are really unprotected, neglected, and disrespected. So as a 16-year-old, I had to take that all in, and I didn't want like the angry stereotype to be portrayed. So I just put that in my spoken word, and I was like, okay, we can just do this at a protest. So I'll just start. I ain't got an ounce of patriotism for this killing ass country. Why? Because people like me either getting put behind bars for minor offenses or we either getting shot down for complying with jurisdiction. I mean, being a Black girl in America is hell. White girl, long acrylic nails, dancing like a fool is just having a good time, but it was ghetto, non-classy, unhip, graceless, tasteless, tacky when I did it. You classify Black women as angry, but the graveyard don't lie. Natasha McKenna, Sandra Bland, Tatiana Jefferson, Yvette Smith, Shelley Frey, Chantel Davis, Ayanna Stanley Jones, Tarika Wilson, Katherine Johnston, Taisha Miller, and Breonna Taylor. We live in a society where young Black girls are unaware that they are young Black queens because society intervenes with the realms of what it means. Drowning in depression going recognized because our ghetto outweighs it. I'm a Black girl. I mean, a Black girl. Melanin is so strong, I'm not offended when the African jokes approach me. I realize that it is normalized for men like Chris Brown to call my hair inadequate, for him to say no dark skins are allowed in my VIP. I realize that it is conventional for little boys like Kodak to demean and repeatedly degrade Black women. Like we're not human beings. Like they didn't come from a relentless Aphrodite themselves. It's men like Patrick Patterson, Dr. Silliman, Tony Jefferson, and Brendan Clay. How you come from a Black woman, but you can't respect one. Walk into a monumental building and I get stares like I got no business being there. White supremacy crowding me. White privilege is your history being the core curriculum and mine being taught as an elective. Dear white people, stop using Black on Black crimes to outnumber the killings of Black men done by white cops. Dear white people, stop side-eyeing me when I kneel to this flag. I'm not patriotic. Why? Because me standing with my right hand over my heart and acting like I am feels like a root canal. Dear the white people I have befriended, you don't need to code switch for my validation. Talk to me the same way you talk to Becky or Jay or Sarah. Don't, hey girl, me. It's code switching and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Dear white people, yes, AAVE is a language. Using my slang makes me feel threatened. And stop asking for nigga dispensation. I don't care if you have an aunt who is Black or a boyfriend that you fetish. You're colorblind, but you grasp your purse once you see men that look like my brother walk past you. Yeah, dear white women, stop asking to touch my hair like I'm some damn exotic petting zoo. I'm a Black girl. To be African American today is to be African without the memories, and American without the privilege. Black girls are the smartest beings on this earth, but you tell me that we're plagiarism at its best. But you tell me that I can't dress how I want to dress because my body doesn't fit my age and I'm amounting my self-worth to less. My melanin determines whether I live or die. My pronunciation determines whether I'm smart or dumb. The way I wear my hair determines where I'm from. If we're silent, we are too submissive. If we speak up for ourselves, we're always trying to argue. Promiscuous because a man twice our age couldn't keep his hands to himself. Self-hated because the people we love the most break us down. Self-conscious because my insecurities turn to demons that never sleep. Mean and aggressive because society took our kindness and dividend for granted. Like when did me talking right equate to me talking white? Black girls are the smartest beings on this earth. Say that, baby. Black girls are the most rejected, unprotected, neglected, yet disrespected. I am a Black girl. Thank you.
Yeah. Give it up again. Give it up again. All right, next up, if you haven't heard this woman speak yet, if you don't know this woman's name yet, you obviously haven't been out the house enough. I have to, give flowers when you can, because, we learn too often that you don't give people flowers until it's too late. So this woman that I'm going to have come up next, that whole piece, that whole whatever I did, that whole piece of poetry I did, I can't sit here and act like this woman didn't inspire the majority of that. Right? Hearing this woman speak, hearing this woman's passion, hearing her talk about her pain, hearing her be vulnerable, hearing her talk about her fear, hearing her tell her story, Every time. You just have to sit and listen. Say that. Every time. This woman didn't ask for this life, didn't ask for this role, but she had no choice but to stand strong in it, to stand proud in it, and continue to fight every opportunity she gets. And I cannot thank this woman enough. I cannot give this woman enough praise. But next up to the mic, we have Toshira.
What an introduction. My name is Toshira Garraway. I am the fiance and the mother of Justin Tigan's 14-year-old son. Justin Tigan was brutally beat to death by the St. Paul police and thrown inside of a trash dumpster August 19, 2009. People ask me all the time, what makes you fight like how you fight? What makes you keep going? And all I can say is love. Love. How deeply I loved Justin. How deeply I love my brothers is why I fight the way I fight. Because I am tired. I am not just fighting for Justin's life. I am fighting for every Black man walking the face of this earth, that they will not see the day that Justin seen. That every indigenous and minority person may not see the day that Justin seen. I am fighting so that another mother and another fiance and another mother to the man's children will not see the days that I have seen. And I have seen the days that no one should see. And that is why I fight. And I'm serious about my fight. And if my life is on the line because I fight for what I know in my heart is right, then that's what it is. Because they got to do what they got to do, and I got to do what I got to do. And what I got to do is put my boots on the ground. What I got to do is be in the room with those legislators saying, y'all gonna change these laws. Because y'all gonna stop killing our men for no reason. I'm not standing for it, and I'm not backing down for no motherfucking body. Period. I'm not backing down. Because let me tell you guys something. When they murder our men, they stalk us. They sit outside our homes when they take the providers to our homes and the other half to our children. The protector, see, Justin was my protector. He was all that I knew. So they sat outside my home when they took my protector, and I was afraid and I was scared. And I used to sit in my home afraid to come outside because the police were outside. The same people that are supposed to protect and serve, but they're the ones that took his life. They're outside and they're following me. And they're sitting outside my house for hours, so I was scared. So like I say, every time y'all hear me speak, I'm done being scared. I'm done being quiet. I'm done with it. We must stand up for what we know in our hearts is right. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Like I say every single time, I thank you guys for being out here, for standing up for what you know in your heart is right. And let no one detour you from that. Let no enemy detour you from that. And one thing that I always think about is that I wonder, sometimes I used to cry out to God, and I used to say, Lord, why me? Why would you put me in a place like this where I have no choice but to fight for somebody? But see, we needed certain fighters in this fight. I look at my son's father and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor as if they were sacrifices.
because we needed certain fighters in this fight. And when I tell y'all I'm fighting, I'm not backing down, and I'm ready to go, and my boots is on the ground, and I'm moving forward, and nothing's gonna stop me but God himself. I'm serious about my fight. You got to be serious about your fight. You gotta be for real about it. You can't play about it. It's human lives on the line. So if Breonna don't get it, turn it down. If Breonna don't get it, turn it down. If Breonna don't get it, turn it down. If Breonna don't get it, shut 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 it down. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Give it up again for Toshia. Give it up. Y'all know I said what I said, right? Y'all know why now, right? All right, we are going to have Sam come up. We're going to talk about a little bit what we're going to do for our offering and things like that, how we're going to cycle through and all of that. So let's give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause.
Hey, everybody, thank you. Oh my goodness, what a day, what a week, what a fucking year. Today we're here to honor Breonna Taylor, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little ofrenda here. How many people know what an ofrenda is? Okay, so there's some people who know. So basically, it's no different than any other kind of memorial you're doing. It's just a little bit stylized, a little bit different. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna bring up pictures of Breonna. We're gonna place them here, kind of on this black table bench. We'll put candles around there, so we'll have people kind of circle around and come this way to pick up candles. And then if you have brought any offerings, I brought, because it's very traditional to sometimes bring food or alcohol. Someone brought some shoes here. It looks like people brought flowers. And so we'll kind of just build up this altar here on 3 levels. So place candles on the floor, on these chairs, and on that main table up there. So people can start doing that. I think, sorry, it's been a long day. I just want to remind people that we're here to build a bigger movement. We've seen that these courts and these systems, these politicians, they don't give a damn. That 27 million, I'm glad that they got that, but in honesty, it's disgusting because there are nonprofit organizations who have raised millions of dollars in Minneapolis and St. Paul alone. And so all we can do is offer George Floyd's family 27 million. It's disgusting. That 27 million is blood money. It's money to make sure we don't go over these fences. We don't pull down these fences, no more buildings burned. That's why they gave out that money. It's not a secret. It's not a mystery. It is hush money. It's dirty money to try to buy out this community from rising up again. And not only this community, this state, this country, and this entire world, because there are more of us than there are of them. These billionaires and these politicians, they've killed 500,000 people alone from a pandemic that could have been avoided if they had not been as worse if they wanted to. Breonna Taylor, she was lynched. There are lynchings every single day in this country because the rich want to keep people down, and in particular, they use that oppression against women, Black folks, and Indigenous people to keep them on underneath their knee, just like they did with George Floyd, because they know if they can do that to Black and brown people, white people will stand by and not watch. But this past year has taught us that even white folks are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we're going to honor Breonna today. We're going to build this ofrenda here. We're going to play some music, and thank you all for being here. And I think someone's going to close us out with a Sada chant. Let me see here. That was what I heard. Yeah, we can do it after the ofrenda. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, so if people want to kind of just circle up, candles are being lit. If you have flowers or other things that you want to drop by the ofrenda, you can come and do that here. Just whatever you feel called to do.
Sorry. Trying to decide where. Totally just got hit by the roof. Yeah, those slaps.
They'll come circle this way to pick up candles and come to the top. So we'll have to put this little black thing here so people can come through this way. So they'll pick up candles starting over there. On the tables and they'll come this way. We're going to lift up. Okay. So if people can start lining up over here where these young people are lined up. Yeah, wave your hands. That's right. Wave your hands. Thank you. And then you're going to swing around the back of this table here behind me, or what I'm looking at, pick it up, and then come through this little entryway right here. So we'll have to have people move stuff out of the way, please. Sorry about that. And then you'll come this way, drop it off, and some people are already starting to do that. So we'll go ahead and let people keep on doing that. Thank you. That's a good one to start with, I think.
Nothing but the truth, so help your black ass. Goddamn right. Won't you tell everybody what the fuck you gotta say? Right about now, NWA court is in full effect. Judge Gray residing. In the case of NWA versus the police department, prosecuting attorneys are MC Red, Ice Cube, and Easy motherfucking E. Order. Ice Cube, take the motherfucking stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help your black ass? Goddamn right. Won't you tell everybody what the fuck you gotta say? Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad cause I'm brown. And that's the other colors of police think. They have the authority to kill a minority. Fuck that shit cause I ain't the one for a punk motherfucker with a badge and a gun to be beaten on. And thrown in jail, we can go toe to toe in the middle of a cell. Fucking with me cause I'm a teenager. With a little bit of gold and a pager. Searching my car, looking for the product. Thinking every nigga is selling narcotics. You rather see me in the pen than me in my Benzo rolling in a Benzo. Be the police out of shape, and when I finish, bring a yellow tape. To take off the scene of the slaughter. Still get swole up bread and water. I don't know if they bags or what. Search a nigga down and grabbing his nuts, and on the other hand.
Hey, how you doing? How are you?
So we are putting these lit candles down. We are putting these lit candles down.
How you eliminate all your silence when you open it up? How you make excuses
in remembrance of Breonna Taylor.
Because my rainforest hurts. Everybody does it. And I just wanna dance tonight. Yeah, he my little baby Medusa, tipping the juice up. I go back and forth in an Uber, travel for 2 months. I'm the emptiest, hallelujah. Open my chest up, it's a rabbit inside my head. Angel all dressed up, looking to bless up at the milk and the honey case. I make money for money's sake, I've been writing 100 days. To the wretched out the earth, and called it baby for none. And I'm on shoulder blades and shadow wings to carry me home. I said, baby, come on. You know, this flesh is only temporary, but it's bone. Why don't you empty out your love for me to chisel the stone? These are 10 black commandments, a property law. Cause every blade of grass on earth, I actually own. I am the I am, says Sam, am I? The universe believes I'm 50, you got one life. Yeah, how you get close to love? How you eliminate all your silence when you open it up? How you make excuses for billionaires you broken the door? Sunny niggas around me rolling up and smoking it up. Because our rainforest does. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Then I just just wanna dance tonight. I just wanna dance tonight. If you think you love me, then bury me when the sun up. Faded with the homie, pulling another blunt up. Talking to Muhammad like niggas don't really trust us. Down on stolen land for $1 like that ain't fucked. That is fuck they money. I'ma say it every song until the revolution coming. All the feds start running. Fucking Goodwill Hunting. This is a brand new murder. Revolutionary suicide. The clothes occur and you ain't seen that. I can hear the blood on the moon. These niggas put a flag upon it. All they do is consume. Only animal to ravage everything in its path. They turn the natural resource into a bundle of cash. Made the world anti-black, then divided the class. Now rich niggas is rich niggas with showbread, really bitch niggas with big figures. Some cokeheads, these bitches is cokeheads. Man, fuck the billionaire, you get close to love. How you eliminate all your sadness when you open it up? How you make excuses for billionaires you broken the glass? Sunny niggas around me rolling up and smoking me up. Because our rainbows dance. Everybody dies and everybody dies. I just wanna dance tonight. I just wanna dance tonight. I saw a demon on my shoulders, looking like patriarchy, like smoke blood off the ceiling and bleach and another carpet. How my house come on it? My toy embodied on the body, all the life she wanted. The baby just 19. I know I dream on black. I seen her everything, immortalized in food on caps. They said they found her dead. One girl missing, another one girl missing. One girl missing, another, but niggas in the back. These are church bells. Basement studio, when duty calls to get the verse out. I guess the ego hurt now. It's time to go to work. Wow, look at him go. He really doubts to write about me when the world is in smoke. There's people and trees. When George was begging for his mother saying he couldn't breathe. He thought to write about me. One girl missing, another one go missing. One girl missing, another one. Yo, little did I know all my reading would be about there's trans women being murdered, and this is all he can offer, and this is all y'all receive. Distract you from the convo with organizers. They're talking abolishing the police, and it's a new world order. We democratizing Amazon with burn down burgers. This is the new vanguard. This is the new vanguard. I'm the new vanguard. Until they see your honor, we do this in your honor. Until they see your honor, we do this in your honor. Until they see your honor, we do this in her honor. Until they see your honor, Brianna. If I could just keep it 100, then I feel free because that's what they wanted. When I say they, I refer to the system. You want to change the we need completion. We don't need another street sign. We need all this to stop being swine. This ain't about no one race or religion. They did it wrong, so I'm alone. Just don't admit it. I don't even know you, but I love you. I feel like we ever met, we probably would have been friends. Guess we'll never know, cause your life came to an end. What a tragic story. Where do I begin? Until they see your honor, we do this in your honor. Until they see your honor, we do this in your honor. Until they see your honor, we do this in her honor. Until they see your honor, Brianna. 26 shots, they ain't even knock. 26 shots, they ain't even knock. 26 shots, they ain't even knock. 26 shots, they ain't even 26 shots for them 26 years. Take your body, now my eyes full of tears. Yikes, that's how you do it in the field. They on the battlefield. They say we don't come back. Sleeping in the bed. Tell me what's he dad. Report. Louis UCD. Why y'all ain't arrest Jonathan, Matt, and Lee? Maybe it's the color of her skin. We will be the arrest Brett Hankerson. Again, some things never get old. We will be the arrest House Grove. Until they see your honor, we do this in your honor. Until they see your honor, we do this in your honor. Until they see your honor, we do this in her honor. Until they see your honor, Brianna. I said, look pray for your mama. Brianna. Brianna, Brianna. I say a little prayer for your mama. Brianna, Brianna, Brianna. I'm gonna pick up the cheddar. If you ain't talking black lives, Brianna, Brianna, Brianna. Brianna, Brianna, Brianna. Arrest the officers that murdered Breonna Taylor. Brianna, Brianna, Brianna.
Hey girls, we are here at the Angelversary of Breonna Taylor. How are you feeling at this moment?
I am very delighted to be here. I'm very joyed knowing that there's people that I connect with, and I'm very at peace with life and myself right now. So I'm really fun.
I heard you being surprised. You said, "Oh, they have a song for her." Now, how do you feel about that song?
It's actually pretty cool. I find it really cool. I didn't actually think that they had tons of people who actually died or anything. So I actually find it really cool.
Yeah. Figure out how to make sure I take care of. What does this moment mean to you?
It means it's just nice to see, people coming, supporting, and being here for Black women. Yeah.
You had a friend give a really beautiful poem. How did you feel hearing the words that she shared as a Black girl?
Once again, very overjoyed. She inspires me so much on a daily basis, so I just love being able to connect with her. It's so inspiring.
Inspired. Okay, what are other words? Throw them out. Adrenaline.
And I felt, I don't know, I felt touched by her words.
Yeah. Thank you. What did you feel hearing the poem?
It was actually great, especially hearing my sister's poem. My sister, she makes me really happy. My sister, she inspires me a lot. I appreciate everything my sister does for me. That is so cute!
She inspires me a lot. I have a little sister, and my little sister would never say this out loud. So I just wonder if she was standing here right now, if she would say that. Big sisters like to hear love and feel appreciated and inspired by our little sisters. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great.
Come here, what are you crying? Mom is crying.
I gotta take this off. It's been a long time, and my daughter been coming to these protests for a minute, and we've been going through some stuff ourselves because she turned 18, so y'all know how 18-year-olds get. Yeah, so we've been going through, and this is the first protest that she asked me to come to. So I'm super excited. I'm so proud of her and her win. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is one. I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, I wanted to say something earlier because they had a little speech. Okay, yeah. I wanted to speak earlier, but I didn't actually get a chance. Okay. Well, hearing my sister's speech made me really happy. And sometimes, okay, I'm going to get right to it. Sometimes when I see cops, it makes me feel like I have to run and hide from them. I get actually really scared when I see a cop. I want to run, hide, and I feel like they're going to hurt me. And I feel like all little girls my age need love, support, everything. I know that even though I don't have to be afraid of cops, I have my protectors here. I have my siblings, my mom, my dad. They're all here to protect me. I know that I'm sick. I know every time I make sick, I'm nervous as frick. And that's not the point. I know that Black Lives Matter!
Thank you.
Holy, I'm shaking like crazy now. Oh!
My
I know, right?
Shaking
They
for.
do a couple days, right? Yeah. That's what I was just telling DJ. I'm like,
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say. It's like,
Begin tonight with breaking news in a state of emergency in Louisville, Kentucky. As we come on the air, protesters and police are clashing here. The National Guard is on alert, and the city is under a mandatory curfew after a grand jury decided not to indict 3 police officers in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor. The 26-year-old emergency room technician was shot 6 times in her apartment back in March by plainclothes police serving a drug warrant. Well, today, Kentucky's attorney general said 2 of the officers were justified when they fired the shots that killed her. No third officer will face lesser charges, not for Taylor's death, but for firing shots into her neighbors' homes. The killing of Breonna Taylor gained renewed attention this summer in the wake of George Floyd's death.
If you want to do your final offerings, and then get your last pictures, then we'll have you loop back around to the front. So go ahead, do your final offerings, your last couple pieces, and then we'll have you head back to the front.
This is a call for Breonna Taylor. 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 Look. Let me breathe. Let me be a black queen. Let me be able to nurture our kings. Let me be able to feel like I'm free. India, I read my hair. Let me be me. Instead, you lock us down like our curls that are strong on our heads. Let me be me. In a world full of hate since the 1800s, and I ain't talking about the living. We scream, we shout, and them white folks still don't get the picture. Feeling like I'm suppressed and my word don't mean nothing. My energy, my time out on these marches don't mean nothing. 7 months in and we still ain't getting justice. Where's the system when we need it? Oh, that's right. It's used to enslave us because they crave us. The melanin in our skin so much powerful than we think. Scared of what our future holds. Them white cops squeeze the trigger with fear. Mental illness. Wanna see us 6 feet under. Mother Earth, that's what we call it. Our queens, our women are here to solve it. To create, open up heaven gates here on Earth. Like seeds getting watered and a fly being brought up from the dirt. That's what we call life. But they wanna end it. Now we gon' strike. Breonna Taylor, no change in our nation. Instead, it's only getting worse. Every day I feel like we should be put first. Every day I feel like they the reason why we going against ourselves. Now it's us versus us and us versus them. Even our own people quick to throw you out to the sharks to swim. Black Panthers, William O'Neal, Malcolm X and his Muslims. Shit, they want us to entertain, dance like monkeys. The CEO of Wells Fargo said minorities ain't got enough talent to be in the white collar business. So what they do? Stealing ED, white collar crimes, taking money into us, breaking us instead of building us, cages like animals. Breonna Taylor, no change in our nation. Feeling like a raisin in the sun or the color purple again. Them black movies, pennies, them white folks get. We need to be able to walk through the building with our head held high, claiming our position, claiming our power, claiming our throne. It's time to bring it home. Time to get treated like Jesus, we get stoned. It's time to bring it home. Fuck the Patron, put the Don Julio down, put the drinks down, put the drugs down. Fuck this pandemic. We screaming, we shouting, they still ain't listening. Breonna Taylor, no change in our nation. Time flies like a Drake song and they saying be patient. They skipping us in rotation, leave us with no location, no heritage. They want us to get on the online site and find it. 50 stars in the flag and we still ain't aligned. They want us to buy their whips, buy their designer. They want us to go broke and teach poor money management to our minds. Knowing we timeless, knowing we kings, knowing we queens. They brought us here, now we slaves for their assignment. Breonna Taylor, no change in our nation. This is a call for Breonna Taylor. This is a call for Breonna Taylor.
Demonstrators took to the streets. Late this afternoon, protesters clashed with police. As the chanting continued in Louisville, 50 miles away in Frankfort, Kentucky, Attorney General Daniel Cameron said he followed the facts. Sometimes the law is not adequate to respond to a tragedy. The grand jury concluded office Hankerson fired 10 shots and endangered the lives of 3 people who were inside an apartment near Breonna Taylor's. Officers Jonathan Mattingly and Miles Cosgrove fired the
Got it. Will not face criminal charges according to Kentucky law. This justification.
Yeah, this is this.
See, she's satisfied, call it black or magic. Yeah, she scares the government. Deja vu, it's up, man. We go missing by the hundred. The camera loves us off the dozen. The war is in the kitchen. Kill our sons with lynching. We get loud about it. Oh, now we're the bitches. Look at what they did to my sister. They put her body in a jar and forget her. Look at what they did to my sister. They made her for what they don't understand. For what they don't understand. For what they don't understand. See what they don't understand. See, she's terrified. Call it black or magic. Yeah, she's.
Oh, that's awesome. What's your name?
Snack. Excuse us. Right here. Yep. I know, me too. I'm here for this. Okay, let's look. We're here to listen to you. You shared a poem in which you said the black woman is the most disrespected, unappreciated, and so many other adjectives that you use that just really explain how so many of us feel every single day as black women. And at 16, these were your words. That's how you feel at 16?
That's how I feel with the experiences that I have right now with seeing Breonna Taylor, a black woman being gunned down and shot in her own home while sleeping in her own bed. That's how I feel.
And then you talk about code switching, language switching. So it doesn't make you feel wanted. It doesn't make you feel included. It makes you feel disrespected.
Yeah, definitely. So as a black girl, if I'm there to like, if I do something or wear acrylic nails or like dance at a party or something, it's seen as ghetto and ratchet and ugly. But if a white girl were to do the same thing, she'd get praised for what I do. Like, what's the difference? And it agitates me. Like, why can't I be a teenager as opposed to the white girl? Why can't I go to the beach and wear a bikini and not get sexualized as opposed to the white girl? Why do I have to be sexualized because my body is more mature as opposed to the white girl?
Wait, but then you said something so powerful. You said, protect me. You said, white women are protected. But as a black woman, you don't feel protected?
I really don't. It's the aggressive stereotypes for me. It's the angry stereotypes for me. The standards for white girls versus black girls, they're different. They're way different. For black girls, they're higher. Like if I her as a teen, we're seen as like ugly. But a white girl can go out of her house and wear a messy bun and some sweats and she's cute or she's setting trends. But I can't do that because it's like, dang girl, you like a bum. Get yourself together. And that agitates me.
And then you say they want to pretend to be our friends and our allies, but as soon as they see someone that look like your brother walking close, they're clenching their purses.
So why is that? Like, you fetishize black men, but you're scared of them. You want black children, but you're scared of them. Make it make sense.
Can I ask a question? When does it become, like, when someone's trying to support, when does it become speaking for you? Like the liberal women?
So she just asked, when a liberal woman or ally is trying to support, when does it become excessive as now they're trying to speak for you?
So if you have something that you think I should say, give it to me. Like, write on a note, give it to me. Don't try to eradicate my voice. Instead, try to amplify it. Like, if I'm posting something on Snapchat and my name is at the top, don't erase my name. Leave my name. Screenshot it and then post it on your story. But don't make it seem like you're going to crop my name out like you said it. It happens to me every single day. And that's you eradicating my voice, not amplifying my voice.
Give you your credit that you deserve, right? Like, at least keep your name attached.
Exactly.
You know,
Plagiarism.
it's okay to, that's plagiarism. It's okay to be a fan. It's okay to support you. It's okay to want to reshare something that you're doing. But give you your credit, your due diligence. Thank you so much for sharing. Any last words? Black lives matter. Black women matter.
Black women matter, okay? Not just the ones you find attractive, okay? Protect black women, not just the ones you like.
Say that, okay? Period. Period. You did a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Beautiful words. How do we find you? Let everybody know.
You can find me on Facebook at Markiana Dion. Can I tell my how to spell it?
Sure. Step back so we can see you.
Okay, Markiana, Markeanna, Dion, Dionne. Perfect. Thank you.
I'm gonna say 2468, and y'all gonna say we want justice, no more hate. 2468.
We want justice, no more hate.
2468.
We want justice, no more hate.
2468.
We want justice, no more hate.
2468.
We want justice, no more hate.
Black women, they matter here.
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 No good cops in a racist system.
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 Freeway on the freeway.
Relay on the freeway.
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 Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. I'm gonna count. I'ma say 1. Y'all gonna say 2. When I get to 12, y'all know what to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. When black women are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When black women are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? No justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice, no peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
Hey, no justice, no peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
I said no justice, no peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
All right, I'm gonna say all lives can't matter till black women matter. All lives can't matter
till black women matter.
All lives can't matter
till black women matter.
All every time. Being black is not a crime. Same story every time.
Being black is not a crime.
Same story every time.
Being black is not a crime.
Same story every time.
Being black is not a crime.
If we don't get no justice,
they don't get no peace.
I said if we don't get no justice,
they don't get no peace.
If we don't get no justice,
they don't get no peace.
If we don't get no justice,
they don't get no peace.
If we don't get no justice,
they don't get no peace.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say it loud.
Breonna Taylor.
Say it proud.
Breonna Taylor.
Like you mean it. Like you believe it. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
What's her name?
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say it louder.
Breonna Taylor.
Say it prouder.
Breonna Taylor.
Like you mean it.
Breonna Taylor.
Like we believe it.
Breonna Taylor.
Thank you, y'all. I really appreciate that. I also want to say fuck Daniel Cameron. Because he's a bitch. And without that shit, he's still a bitch. So he's a coon. And let's go put it up. Now that we've got the chance out and we've done the memorial and we've had such beautiful speakers, black women, y'all came out, y'all showed up, and y'all did it. Period. And one more time, rest in peace to Breonna Taylor. We all know it shouldn't have happened. We all know this system is fucked up, that it's corrupt, and it's going to take all of us. Y'all have heard me tell us, it takes unity and love and numbers. It's power. We have to use what we got. And we going to close out with the Asada chant. Because y'all know the deal. You know it's real. So, I need everybody's fists in the air as high as you can. High as you can. Everybody. Fist everybody in the air. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Now I need to hear an echo. I need Breonna to hear y'all. And I need y'all to scream it at the top of your lungs. I want to hear y'all echo off these buildings. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Thank you and I love you.
I need you to join GCC for this. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, all right.
I do got live.
Okay, he got 11.
I was scared to break it.
So, but yeah.
You have just watched the 1-year Angel versus for Breonna Taylor. We are remembering the Queen Breonna Taylor, who worked as a EMT, gave back lives, support, help, gave to the community, and unfortunately, her life was taken. So we are remembering Breonna Taylor. This has been a moment of purpose with me. Summer. Powered by Black Press. Thank you for watching.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
We're not saying 7 to 2 right
We're gonna actually. But then, I'm like, I can't let it go. We weren't meeting that much. And you know, there's been controversy. Right. All the popular protagonists. Y'all know.